up, my geeks and freaks? Big Girl Geek here with a brand new video. And today, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about The Flash, the CW TV show, and give my review of the first half of the season because the show is coming back this Tuesday, you guys. I can't wait. It's been off for so long. And I just wanted to share my review since I wasn't reviewing it before it went on break. So here is a review of the entire first half of the season. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Geek Out.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the first half of the season, 9 episodes. And of course, you know, you guys, I have my notes. So I don't want to miss anything. We have Nora, Blocked, Death of Vibe, Newsflash, All Dolled Up, Icicle Cometh, Oh Come All Ye Thankful, Was Past As Prologue, and Elseworlds Part 1, which was the crossover. I'm not going to go into depth or even talk about Elseworlds because I did a whole separate video review of Elseworlds, which you guys can check out on my channel. So I will be reviewing the first 8 episodes of the first half of the season. Okay, so we started off with Nora. That was the title of Season 5, Episode 1. And of course, it picked up right where Season 4 left off, Nora revealing herself. She's no longer the mystery girl. She comes in at the end of the season after they bring home the baby, Jenna, and she reveals to Barry and Iris that she's their daughter from the future and that she's stuck. It's a great season opener. We got to see Barry and Iris deal with their adult daughter from the future in different ways. Barry is very skeptical. Iris was more open and welcoming to the idea and of her being there. Barry was like, nah, we got to get her back. She's going to screw stuff up. He should know. He's always messing with the timeline. And then also that brings us to immediately see the tension that Nora has towards her mother, and we don't know why, and this goes on for like a couple more episodes of why she has this tension with Iris, but we know why she has this tension, why she's so in love with Barry. Not in love, but she so loves her father, and she's so like infatuated with him. I shouldn't say in love with him, but you know what I mean, why she's so infatuated with him and why she wants to spend all her time with him opposed to spending her time with Iris. She was just so excited to be with Barry, and like I said, we obviously could figure it out because, you know, the newspaper article, he disappears, so obviously he's not there in the future. And as the audience, it was great to know what she was doing there and what was going on, and not have the characters know. And then when she eventually told Barry, like, you know, I didn't grow up with you, you weren't there, you left and you never came back. You just felt it. It was gut-wrenching. It was horrible. And you just felt bad for those characters. But overall, I think it was a great season opener, especially after that horrible Season 4 that we had, which I won't even get into. But it felt like The Flash was getting back to its roots. The second episode, Season 5, Episode 2, was called Blocked. We see more of the big bad. We learn more about Cicada. Nora tells the team the truth about what she was really doing there, and how Barry is gone and doesn't come back. And Iris took it like so well. She's always seen as like the strong leader, strong journalist, strong mother figure, strong wife, strong partner of the team. And I really wish that the writers would give her a chance to just like let some of that go and break down. She should be devastated, you know, that Barry is going to be gone, and instead, you know, she puts on a brave face and she has to do what she has to do, which is what most people do. But still, you kind of want to see her have that vulnerability, and maybe like someone like just tell her like, I'm here for you, you know what I mean? And it's like she's always got to be the strong one. But I would be devastated if they told me my husband wasn't coming back, and she just took that with stride and was like, well, we're going to figure this out, we're going to do what we got to do. Really strong character, and it shows to her strengths and who she is as a character. Let's see. She did, Iris, speaking of Iris, she did start a little bit more journalism. We saw her out of Star Labs, into the field, trying to investigate the meta of the week and the death of the week and what was going on. So that was nice because we all fans want to see her get back to her journalism. That's what she's known for in the comics, and she's a great journalist. Up there with Lois Lane and Cat Grant and everyone, like everybody else, like I said in the previous video. So it was great to see her finally stepping out even a little bit and getting into her journalism and not being stuck in Star Labs. Let's see. Nora in this episode, and even though it was episode 2, I've written down, she was starting to annoy me a little bit with her like fangirling and her like, because she's supposed to be an adult and she's supposed to be the age of Barry and Iris, and she acts like, I don't know if it's Jessica Parker Kennedy's the actress that plays her direction or the show's direction, but she acts like a little teenager. So I'm like, how old is she? But it wasn't that, it's not that big of a deal, but it did kind of annoy me a little bit. The B story in this episode wasn't bringing me in. It was all about Cisco dealing with his feelings for Gypsy, his breakup, which, I don't know, they just need a better story for Cisco than him just dealing with a breakup of a girl, of Gypsy, who I liked, but we didn't see her that much. We saw her maybe 4 or 5 episodes, but it wasn't like they were in some deep relationship, because we didn't get a chance to see that, because last season, I feel like, to me, Ralph was taking up so much of the time and didn't get a chance for other characters to develop and to really develop that relationship like it needed to be developed for me to really feel their breakup was devastating him that much, if that makes sense for me. Caitlin's story, they mentioned a little bit in this episode, her trying to find out about her dad, and her story has changed so much that, I don't know, we'll talk about that in later episode Icicle Cometh, but like I said, the B story wasn't bringing me in as much as I wanted to know what the heck was going on with Nora and why she was so mad at Iris and what's going on with her and Barry and Iris. So, you know. The next episode was season 5, episode 3, Death of Vibe. Now this, I thought when I read the title, was going to be Cisco's episode. Here we go, he's getting a story. And it really wasn't, you guys. It really was not that much about Cisco. I think it fell short to me on that. It fell flat. We got to meet the new Wells, Sherlock Wells. And I don't think we need another Wells. Just, you know, give Harry back his smarts and bring Harry back. He's the best Wells fit for the team. It's Harry, then it's HR, and then it's any other version that they have. The House of Wells, I think, is old and played out. We lost HR. He sacrificed himself to save Iris in season 3. So just bring us back Harry. He's the best version of Wells for that team, I really think. But I'm just kind of over those different Harrys, especially why bring that up in an episode that's supposed to be about Cisco. And I knew they weren't going to kill Cisco. I figured maybe he would just lose his powers, and that was going to be quote-unquote the death of Vibe, which is kind of what happened. I knew they weren't going to kill him. He's a fan favorite. Everyone loves Cisco. Everyone loves Carlos. He's great. He's not going anywhere. But that did kind of raise the question of, when you think of the death of Vibe, how many metas are on the team, and do they need all these metas and all these team members on the show? That kind of does raise a bigger question. But hey, I love Cisco. I know that they're not going to get rid of him. You need him to open breaches. You need him to Vibe. You need him for his tech and his building the tech equipments and the suits. So you do need him. I knew he wasn't going anywhere. But definitely missed opportunity with that episode, and I felt like it could have really been more about Cisco than it was. I mean, Cicada was going after Joe. We learned more about Cicada a little bit, and it's just to get to Cisco, but it just really felt like, I don't know, to me, it just felt a little bit short of being a Cisco-centered episode. And the next episode was episode 4, season 5, episode 4, entitled Newsflash. Loved this episode, you guys. It was really emotional, and I mean, shout out to Grant Gustin, Candice Patton, Jessica Parker Kennedy. They killed this episode, and they brought the emotions, if you remember. Iris was trying so hard to get to know Nora. That's the scene where she was like, you know, open. She was cooking breakfast for her family, like a wife does, like a mom does, like a partner does. And she, you know, it just wasn't going well. She was burning the food. Nora kept throwing her, like, little shade. She was just shady boots. She was a shade tree. And you just felt bad for her because she was trying so hard, and she was giving Barry all the praise. And it was coming to me at this point by episode 4, very annoying. But then we finally learned why she was so shady and a little bit distant with Iris. It's because in the future, Iris supposedly puts a power dampening chip inside of Nora to stop her from using her speed. Now, the internet was a little bit divided when this first came out. There were people like me who's a parent who kind of could understand why Iris would do something like this. Even if you weren't a parent, you could kind of understand why Iris would do this. She lost Barry in the future. She's broken. He's been gone for 25 years. Well, not by the time she's a little girl, but he's been gone for a while. She doesn't want Nora to disappear. She doesn't want Nora most likely to become a superhero and risk her life. I mean, that's her daughter, as far as we know, her only child. We haven't mentioned Dawn yet. And she just wanted to protect her. And then I hit the other side where that's, you know, changing who she was. You should tell her about it. It should be her choice. But she was still a child. You know what I'm saying? So parents do what they think is best, right or wrong. And then when she's older, she should have the opportunity to decide what she wants to do. I mean, would you want a little baby running around that you can't catch, and especially if the dad who is the speedster is gone, and we don't know where Wally was, and so we don't know where Jessie was. That's the only speedster in her life. I'm not chasing. It's bad enough chasing after a regular two-year-old speedster. So I get it, but I get that Iris should have told her the truth and let her make that decision on her own. But as we could see, Nora is so headstrong and just runs in, no pun intended, runs into a situation without thinking. So I got both sides of it. And again, that scene where she's telling Iris why she has this problem with her, the acting from Jessica Parker Kennedy and Candice Patton, so good. Like, CW shows don't win awards except maybe like I think Jane the Virgin, but they definitely, I think, deserved an award and to be considered for something for that scene. It was very, very powerful, and kudos to them. Another thing about the power dampening chip I wrote down when I was watching, who put it in her? Everyone says that Iris doesn't know the science stuff. So was it Cisco that put the chip in her? Caitlin, who's the medical doctor, put the chip in her? And that then later brings me to, is that why Nora in last season, remember when she first met Wells and Caitlin, she kind of gave him a mean look, a little side eye? We never got an explanation to that. So I'm wondering if Caitlin is the one that put the chip in her. We haven't brought it up yet still in this season, and that's why she is giving her the side eye. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let's see. And then there was, and also that episode, there was a team up of the two detectives, Sherlock and Ralph. I believe that episode 2 happened in that too. And I mean, that was like so, I guess, filler stuff to fill the episode, to see them bond and use their skills together. But that begs the question again. We have a whole bunch of metas on the team. Now we got 2 detectives on the team. It's just, I don't know, it's just a lot, and I feel like they're writing themselves into a corner with that stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So next episode, season 5, episode 5, All Dolled Up. Another great episode. I mean, season 5 by far is outselling season 4 at this point. We got resolution to Nora and Iris beef after Iris does that crazy jump off the roof to save Barry. No power, she goes off and she does it. This caused an uproar online with half the fans loving it, think it was a badass moment for Iris, badass female moment, girl power, sis boom ba, great West Allen moments between the two of them, and then the other half saying, oh my god, that's impossible, that would have never worked like that. And I'm like, duh, it's a superhero show. None of this is happening. The man doesn't have super speed, the girl doesn't have super speed, the man doesn't have vibe powers, the girl doesn't have ice powers. It's a fantasy show. There are no such things as dragons and speedsters and villains. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course. Why can they accept everything else, but they cannot accept this girl jumping off a building, putting the key in, uncuffing Barry and getting saved? But they can accept Barry throwing lightning? Am I living in an alternate universe? Like, I didn't get the big uproar and articles had to be written about it. I don't know, but I digress. To me, I thought it was a cool moment. I thought it was a great way to resolve that conflict, because it was getting a little old of Nora throwing shade and all this and all that. It resolved the conflict, 5 episodes. I thought it was great. I thought the Barry and Iris teaming up outside of Star Labs, because I don't know about you guys, I'm kind of sick, even though I'm wearing a shirt, of seeing Star Labs. It's like they spend so much time there. Central City is a huge part of the show and the backdrop of the show as well. And it was nice to see get the characters out and into the city and interacting with the people of the city. And it was great to see Barry and Iris team up using their skills as a CSI and as a journalist to solve the meta problem of the week. I thought it was great. And it was great to see Grant and Candice all dressed up, looking all cute. I thought that was awesome too. Let's see. Icicle Cometh was the next, season 5, episode 6. Icicle Cometh was the filler episode of the season for me, and it was giving you another different reiteration of Caitlin Snow, Killer Frost story. Okay, let's see what I have. What I want to say about that. I mean, either make Caitlin / Killer Frost a villain, put her on Legends, or let her go. Those, I think, are the 3 options we have left with this character. Like I said, they keep changing her story. And I love Killer Frost in the other versions. Other than the Flash, she is a bad villain. That girl gets it done. She has no remorse. She will freeze you and keep it moving. Like, she does not care. Except when it comes to Firestorm, of course. But I love that about her. And then on this, I thought season 2 Killer Frost was spot on. Like, spot on villain. Spot on villain. This version, they making her an anti-hero. I feel like they wrote themselves into a corner. They're changing her story. Now her dad is Icicle. Her brother's going to be Icicle Jr. And it's like, how many... First, she was like, she turned into her because she got her cold powers. Then that wasn't the story. Then she was a split personality after she took the cure. Now, that's not the story. She was always inside of her. Now that's the story. And it's like, I can't keep up. What's going on with her? She's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. Like, just pick a story and stick with it with this character. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, then just let her go. Like I said, we have a lot of metas. Either make her only Caitlin and be the Doctor, or just make her villain and keep it, like, just do something. Do something and stick with it. I don't understand how she's going to be the big bad, the one to stop Cicada, when on every mission she's getting knocked out in 5 seconds. She got knocked out by the cold gun in Elseworlds, for crying out loud. Like, come on. I don't know. I have no hate. I don't, like, hate the character. I just wish they could figure it out so we could just move on and just stick with it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd rather see her as a villain, quite honestly. Or maybe she fits better in Legends. I don't know. But the Icicle Cometh episode, they changed up the story again. The guy that played Icicle, I don't know. It was a filler episode to me, and it really didn't. It wasn't all of that for me, at least. I don't know. So episode 7, Oh Come All Ye Thankful, the Thanksgiving episode. Instead of a Christmas episode this year for the Flash, we got a Thanksgiving episode, and I loved it. We got the backstory of the big bad, even though I think Chris Klein isn't that great of an actor, you know, but the stuff that he's doing with Cicada is fine. I'm liking the backstory. I'm liking it makes sense the reason he became a villain, and he wants everyone gone, and then he's gonna include himself in that. The young lady that was playing his niece, great. We got to see Weather Wizard again, who's a fan favorite who I love, and then he had his daughter, Weather Witch, aka Fake Storm. But that was a cool little story. And then we got, she had the Metatech, which we were introduced to and blocked. And now we know that the Metatech is like, there's a lot of people out there that got the Metatech, and they're going to be using that against our heroes. We finally saw Nora get upset with Barry instead of Iris, which was a change, and we switched it up. And she, you know, of course, that's the episode where she had begged him to, like, give it up just so she could have time with her father, which I completely understand. But we all knew Barry isn't going to give it up. It's called The Flash. He ain't going nowhere. We know from the comics, and we know here he's not giving up being a superhero. But it just tugs at your heartstrings because I get it. She wants to be with her dad. It's like, would you give this up for me? I don't get to be with you. Like, I just want my dad. I know they need a hero, but there are other heroes. There's Kid Flash. There's Jesse Quick. There's Arrow. There's Supergirl. There's Legends. There's so many, Black Lightning, so many other heroes. Just be with me. And I get it, and I don't blame her for it at all. That's a natural response from a child who did not have a father. But you know, so he's just not going to give it up. It's very hard for Barry to figure that out, and it felt for those characters in that moment. Again, that's great acting on Jessica Parker Kennedy's part, Grant's part, and Candace's part. I think you know, they're really, really, really holding it down this season, and they deserve they definitely deserve a hand clap for that. They are killing it. The episode itself was alright. The scene where she was bringing Barry back to life, very emotional. Like I said, it's just emotional stuff. Like, oh my God, it's emotional stuff. But it's great with action and effects, and it's bringing it all together. I have no complaints about that episode. It was fine to me. So, excuse me, it was fine. And like I said, the next episode was Elseworlds Part 1, and then we went on break. And like I said, I'm not going to go into Elseworlds because I did a separate review of Elseworlds, which you could check out here, up here at the top. Check that out, and also check out my Crisis on Infinite Earths theory. Check that out too on my channel, and see what I thought about that at the end of Elseworlds. So overall, the first half of the Flash season 5, great, so much. And I don't know if it's because it's so much better than season 4, and that whole debacle we got season 4 to me was like, that was just a bad season that I don't even want to get into. But I mean, I feel like Flash is getting back to its roots. The first 3 seasons, what we saw and what we all fell in love with. And I think it's great. The story, they said the theme of this season is family. You can definitely see they're sticking to that theme, and I'm liking it. And it's great acting, great casting. Jessica Parker Kennedy looks just like a mix of Grant Gustin and Candice Patton. That's weird. So the casting's great, the acting's great. Jesse L. Martin, they just announced Jesse L. Martin is back on set after he hurt himself over the summer break. He's back on set, so we're getting Joe West back finally. We're going to see him and Cecile's story and baby Jenna, hopefully, now in the second half of this season. They just announced that. Tom Felton, who played Julian Albert in season 3, tweeted something or put on his Instagram that he misses Julian Albert. Could that be some type of, he's coming back? Is that some type of hint? What do you guys think about that? I'm doing a poll now on my Instagram to see what you guys think. Check that out. I think that's very interesting. So, I mean, The Flash, I think, is really, really, really back on track. They found a way to balance the humor, the action, the emotional stuff. I think it's great. And so far, I'm giving this season 5 first half. I'm going to give it right now, I'm going to give it a solid A. I'm going to give it an A. I really don't have too many, I mean, little things here and there, but it doesn't warrant like a B, a C, and not like that. I'm definitely going to give it, I think, an A. Maybe like a low A, like a 90%, but still an A. What do you guys think of the first half of the season? Let me know in the comments. Are you excited for the second half of the season? Are you excited for it to come back on? I will be reviewing each episode and reacting to it as it comes out now that I got this YouTube channel up and running. So be on the lookout for that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And until next time, I am out of here, guys. Big Girl Geek out. Peace. Hey, where are you going? You just watched a cool video. Subscribe.